Joe Budden thinks that Lil Wayne did not sell Drake his masters over a girl.
With anybody fighting for their masters. I don't know that that's his fight, so I'm minding my business because everybody's suing everybody.
Like the conspiracy part of me, I think, because you kept saying there was a Drake and Wayne thing. I think it could be over that. Yo, you had my masters,
and I could have bought them.
I could have got them off you, but you went and sold them to them, who I was already in the deal to try to get out of with them. You kind of roped me back in with them now.
What if they wouldn't do the deal without?
Of course.
So
hell yeah, that's a major part of it.
That sounds great, Drake. But
I'm just saying, if I'm Drake, I could. If there is something there,
let's say you did it for
I can see that's where the beef is.
Let's say, we all in a hypothetical world, but let's just say you sold the masters for $100 million. Nigga, I would have gave you 120. I would have gave you 150 for them.
Okay, no. What if you don't have it? That's one. And two.
And right now.
Two. Also, if I'm selling back if I'm selling back all the Young Money publishing to a label, they're not going to just say, okay, give me all that and not the Drake. They're going to want all of it.
I know.
But what he's saying is you can offset that.
The deal is not happening without that Drake.
No, I'm saying Drake could have bought what he sold Universal.
Maybe.
Guys, this don't have nothing to do with nothing. It just is back to a consistent point I've been making. If what you're saying is right about Wayne on the masters, and yo, nigga, you could have sold my shit to me. Wouldn't you have had a better chance with that by not fucking Wayne's girl?
But was that girl his girl?
Some niggas treat it that way. We don't know that.
They talked about it enough.
Yeah, it ain't got to be my girl.
I don't know that this is the case, but
if in the event that is what happened, yeah, you're absolutely right.
It was rumored that it was. I mean, I ain't chatty patty.
You're right,
but nigga,
my nigga,
that's what you did.
If somebody gave you $100 million, and I had the opportunity to give you 150, or I had the opportunity to give you 120 or 130 or whatever the fuck, I could beat it, even if I could match it.
Yeah, but if it's up with you, or if I just don't fuck with you,
then sure.
What's up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, most things in hip-hop, or many things have happened in hip-hop, over a female. A lot of these beefs have females written all over them, all in the background, pillow talking, right? Every single beef we've heard of in the last 10 years has had the terminology pillow talking or something to that degree. A lot of time it's a female involved when these guys get to rubbing their chest together and bumping their gums to each other, and they get a little upset and a little testy, right? A lot of times there's a female involved, and I do believe that Joe Budden, of all people, might have something to say on this issue. I've been learning that Joe Budden be right sometime, right? Every now and then he'll say something and be right once the smoke clears and the dust settles, right? I have my issue with Joe Budden, but a lot of times I feel like his word comes from some insider information. So I want to talk about this because I don't know nothing about this, but I do think Joe Budden may be on to something. Let me read this article by Gabrielle Bryce Navarez for hotnewhiphop.com. Joe Budden thinks Lil Wayne didn't sell Drake his masters because of a girl. All right, let's see. Let's tap in. We're going to learn together and figure it out. Lil Wayne reportedly sold his Young Money masters to UMG for $100 million back in 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic. A lot of people was hurting for money. Listen, we all was strapped when that damn pandemic hit. All them businesses closed. You remember how crazy that was? It was a ghost town outside. You had to stay 6 feet from people, had to wear the mask. It was a crazy time, gang. Let me continue. He also included Drake and Nicki Minaj in that sale. Drake and Lil Wayne have a stronger bond than most hip-hop duos out there, although folks are still questioning their current standing. The Joe Budden podcast recently debated their dynamic on their latest episode, a clip of which was brought to Zad Kazi on Twitter. More specifically, Budden and his co-host theorized about Weezy's $100 million Young Money master sale to Universal Music Group in 2020, which reportedly also included Drizzy and Nicki Minaj's masters with the label. So you got to think that's very contentious contentious for Wayne and Drake. If you sold my masters to UMG, so they already got a huge stake in my music already, then they now the masters that you, the portion that you have, because they have portions because he's signed to Wayne, so Wayne has a portion, so Wayne sold it back to them, so now they even have a more creative investment in Drake. That's why Lucian Grange said, I have a considerable amount of money invested in Drake, so why would I burn him? Why would I try to ruin him in one crazy summer? So end of the day, that's a very serious, that's an egregious, listen, Lil Wayne kind of foul. If you're not going to let him try to buy his own masters and leverage himself, you going to sell it to the label. Joe Budden think it's over a female. I think that, so a couple years ago, a lot of people started selling their masters. A lot of people, I believe, who was, I think, was it Justin Timberlake? I know quite a few people, Justin Bieber, RZA of Wu-Tang. It started to feel like they were feeling like the upfront money is way more, it's way more valuable to them than the long-term money. What happens is these entities or these corporations that have nothing to do with music are learning, like they can buy Irv Gotti, all these different people. They can buy their masters and eat for 100 years, right? The masters, the streaming game has messed up the musical profits. So the money comes much slower than it used to, but it still comes. These masters are worth a lot of money to publishing. So they're worth a lot of money, but it comes slow. A lot of people like Irv Gotti were like, man, I mess around and die before I get to spending this money. And Irv Gotti, rest in peace. Irv Gotti did die, but he sold them. He sold that the Murder Inc. masters for, I believe, was $300 million. So that's a nice size bag he was able to do. He was able to spend that money on television and movie studios and equipment to make movies and things of that nature and get it placed on BT, this, that, and the third. So he used that upfront money to take care of some things right now so he can advance himself. Now, those corporations that buy those masters or whoever buys the masters, they're looking long term. Those masters are going to do multi-millions every single year. So they'll give you $300 million up front, knowing that they can leverage that for 100 years down the line. And they're going to quadruple what they paid for that shit. But a lot of the artists started realizing, let me just sell this shit now, because this going to be my legacy to give to my kids. Because the music checks ain't coming like that. They coming, don't get me wrong. They still making money, but it ain't that. It ain't $300 million every money. So that's why a lot of people, including Lil Wayne got this $100 million, he sold it for $100 million, which is a big bag. Don't get it effed up. Now, you may say, Challz, $100 million ain't shit because UMG gave Drake $400 million, right? So how could he leverage? It is what it is. He took the money and that's what he thought it was worth. And he not out here doing all these shows. Drake got to do a lot of shows to pay back UMG. He did a lot of, it's a 360 deal over there. So it's not the same. I guess he's looking at like, I ain't got to dance on the string and give you your money back. Just give me my $100 million and we call it even, right? That was a glorified loan, that $400 million to Drake. But let me continue. Of course, take everything with a grain of salt, as there are various assumptions, interpretations, theories, and considerations flying back and forth. Still, all the hosts seem to agree that Wayne not selling masters back to his mentees might be a point of friction, even if they admitted this as speculative. That would make Nicki and Drake feel a kind of way if they could. They don't even need to buy it themselves. They could have rounded up some investors and been on that board of investors. They could have got 2 or 3 people or one big money guy and be like, listen, front me the money, me and you will own the shit, right? Because I don't know if Drake got $100 million laying around or whatever it is. He could be like, front me the, I'm sure Drake got mad dough. He probably got the money himself, fucking in his fucking bedroom or something. He probably got the money to buy this shit. But let's just say he did it. He could get an investor and he could still own part of it with the investor. So for you to not even offer it to him, it's kind of egregious. All right, let me continue. However, Joe Budden took things a step further by insinuating that this could have something to do with Lil Wayne and Drake's alleged relationship issue. Remember, effed on Wayne girls, that was conniving, right? Remember that allegedly happened? Let me continue. For those unaware, one of the many resurfaced accusations in Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us diss track is that the Toronto superstar slept with this New Orleans mentor's girl while Tunchi was in jail. As such, Budden poised that Wayne possibly denied the boy his masters for this reason. But again, this is wholly speculative and unconfirmed. See, this is what these podcasts, a lot of us do. We got to do things with conjecture. No one knows if he did this or not. But they're saying that this may be why these two guys, you haven't seen them together. A lot of people, I put the video out there, like, oh, Drake performed with him, da-da-da. It ain't been a lot of Lil Wayne and a lot of Drake. Lil Wayne ain't pop out on this shit. Like, it ain't been a lot of that. And we did see, didn't Lil Wayne play Not Like Us at the fucking one of his shows? So, it ain't that what you think it is, right? So it's a whole different thing going on. It's not that. They're not good. I know people want to tell, oh, he performed that thing. It'd be some shit that he did like a year ago. Like, these guys ain't there. And he wasn't on the Carter 6. So it's something to this. Something's going on. Something's going on in Whoville. Let me continue. Elsewhere, the JBP theorized that UMG wanted the 6 Gods Masters as part of the Wayne deal, which led to a presumed rift between the two. But Budden said that he can't be sure about those rumors. Maybe this is an effort to improve relationships with UMG for future deals and business, which is ironic considering Drake's failed defamation lawsuit against them. Then again, that was years after this whole debacle. Speaking of that lawsuit, the OVO mogul will seek an appeal over his lawsuit's dismissal, which accused UMG of defaming him by releasing and promoting Not Like Us. We'll see how that pans out. Man, listen, drop the appeal, Drake. It ain't gonna happen. But at the end of the day, there's something that happened with Drake, and this is very plausible that him and Wayne fell out about this Masters, because that's a lot of money on the table, and you just gave Lucian Grainge even more leverage, and we don't know. This could be what the lawsuit really was about. It really could have been him trying to get his hands on the Masters the best way he knew how, because he didn't have no more recourse. He can't just buy from it because he ain't gonna sell it to you. So maybe he looking at this lawsuit like, I can force his hand. I don't know, man. Let me know, man. CLBMG, man. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. Also, every week we go live. BTJ Flares on The What Show. On all 8 of my social media platforms, we talk about a lot of hip-hop. Tap in. Also, are you buying the merch? Make sure you support the team by grabbing one of those I'm Just Going to Be Honest shirts or The What Show jackets, hats, this, that, and the third, all right? I'm out of here, man. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin, with the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin, and then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.